Hello and welcome back to Man v Film. Today we're going to be looking at The House of Hammer Volume 1. First of two sets I believe that's coming out, all about Hammer, focusing on various documentaries and extras about them. Now I was a little bit curious about this release because what was it going to offer? What would the quality of the material be like? Would it be just like a series of short extras thrown together that didn't really add much to the whole legacy of this company? But throwing on the first part of this extra documentary that they have, Masks, Monsters and Madmen, was pretty fantastic. It's almost 2 hours in length and it covers all about American international pictures, and more specifically the movies that Vincent Price starred in for them. Price himself never appeared in a Hammer film, although he did appear with Hammer stalwarts like Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing and other projects, and their kind of rise and fall through that period of time. And honestly, fascinating stuff. I was hooked. Almost instantly I knew this was something that I really wanted to spend a lot of time with. There's some very familiar faces on the disc as well. They discuss all kinds of things about Hammer, and it really was just an absolute joy. And it's not like that's the only thing on the disc as well. As we go into this and have a little look, there was The Land Demands Blood. I kind of look at Cornish filmmakers and the kind of idea between Cornwall and the sort of British horror films, like appeared in Dr. Blood's Coffin when it was recently. And again, it's 38 minutes, it's impactful, it's different, it's fun, because you've already had that big documentary element of it. Although it's shorter and it focuses on a certain subject, it doesn't take away the power of this one, and it's still really fun. Then we get to Off the Leash, which I absolutely adored. Just about 43 minutes. This was all about Michael Gough's unforgettable work in British horror films. Again, Jonathan Rigby kind of leads this one. It's focusing on that actor who you definitely know, and you'll discover some of the films he did. When I finished this one, there was more movies I wanted to see, and a couple that I had forgotten about that was really just brought back up to me. Next on this disc is Ticket to Happiness, a 30-minute short film that was thought to be lost for the longest while. It's been restored, added to this disc. It's not horror or any kind of limited link to other Hammer kind of movies. It's the story of a man who helps out a youth club where he was initially opposed to it. It's great that they've got this back, and then there is Stolen Face Lobby card gallery on this, and that's just disc 1 of this set. Disc 2 starts off with Deep Cuts, which is a documentary all about censorship. It's 75 minutes, and I found this fascinating. Now, this is something that I'm very familiar with, the whole censorship outbreak in sort of Britain. It kicked off in the 80s with video shops, but this was more before that, where the X certificate moved to an 18, and it just is focusing on that. It's telling you the tale of how that all happened, about how certain film producers would actively chase the higher rating, even though their film may not merit it, just because of commercial acumen that would come from that. Again, another fascinating documentary. I just got lost in watching this one. Next we have Making Monsters, which was a 30-minute interview with Dave and Lou Elsey, I think their names were. And this was all about, their fascination with the creature effects, meeting Christopher Lee. They focus a little bit on just meeting him a couple of times and how lovely he was, and tell little stories like that about how they got drawn into the business and met characters connected with some of their favourite movies. And again, it was easy to watch, it was enjoyable, there was some good information in amongst that one as well. Symphony of Shudders is 40 minutes, and it has David Huckville talking all about music, its key composers, its iconic scores. And what I loved about this was how he's demonstrating that while he's talking about it. And for someone who is not so musically inclined, it was really great to see that being related to me immediately in practice, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Then there is Roger Corman at Festival of Fantastic Films in 1995. It's just over 36 minutes. It's just great to hear him talking about some of the films that he worked on, particularly the AIP stuff, and how he felt like he was bringing these bigger budgeted films to life in his own way. Again, it's just great to have him actually talking about it. Finally, we have The Curse of Frankenstein 2025 footage from the premiere. It's 30 minutes and we're looking at various people going to see it, the build up to it, a little bit about the restoration, which if you happen to get that release, you'll know how incredible that was. And just thrown on disc as an extra is Quatermass 2 trailer. This also has a 120 page booklet featuring new articles, which I absolutely adore as well. If you are a fan of horror films, of classical horror, of Hammer, this is actually a really impactful set. I'm really curious about Volume 2 because I loved what was here, and to hear them talking about their passion and love for Hammer and how they're going to expand it's going to be great. At first, I was a little bit worried about this release, that I just felt it was going to feel like a series of extra material that never made it onto a feature film release. But I really enjoyed this. I came to look forward to seeing what each new extra would add to some of the releases that we have had from Hammer. And it really does elevate some of them as well. I would love to know your thoughts if you picked up The House of Hammer Volume 1, what you thought of it. Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff in the description box, or links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.